All right, guys, thanks for watching. I want to go over a couple of things tonight. I want to go over first an SGC return that I just got back yesterday, as well as the Pokemon market and how it's kind of taken off. Recently, we've seen almost every single market take off. It was basketball, then it was football, and basketball a little bit again, and then soccer blew up, and then soccer fell off. And now Pokemon has taken off with all the celebrities, etc., kind of looking into it. So I wanted to go over that, kind of touch on that a little bit, and also just kind of talk about some of the things and the reasons why I think Pokemon is a little bit different than what we saw happen in the sports market, because it has been growing gradually for a long period of time now. So I want to go over a couple of pickups I have and touch on a couple of other things. But let's start off by going through this SGC return. Overall, I'll tell you what, I know SGC, they get knocked for a couple of things here and there, but they are harsh graders. You're not getting any cheap grades out of SGC. That's just my personal opinion here. All right, let's start off here. This is the Anthony Davis Jam Masters Green Mosaic. So really nice card. Obviously got a 9. I was a little bit disappointed. I'll be honest, when I sent this one out, I was pretty positive that this one was at worst a 9.5. I probably would not have sent that out in a 9. So I'll just say right now that I'd say that is a very, let's call it a strong 9. Can't really find flaws in that card. Next up is a Donovan Mitchell Will to Win. This is the Mosaic Prism version, so really nice card. Obviously, I was hoping to have all of these back in time for the playoffs. It didn't work out that way, but we can't really cry about that. They've done a good job, SGC. I think it's starting to get caught up. Next up, this is one that I kind of dumped a little bit into grabbing some low-end rookies of this guy early on. Romeo Langford, I was hoping to get this one back as well, but he really didn't do much in the bubble or even before the bubble, so I'll probably hold on to this anyway and kind of see how things go for him. This was a nice one to get back. This is the Green Mosaic Giannis. This is one that I was hoping to flip when his market was really hot. At this point, I'll hold on to it until next season. Really happy to add it, though, into my collection. I don't PC anything Giannis, but the green cards I thought would just look great in the Tux. This was kind of the big one in this one, LeBron. So this is a LeBron Green Prism MVP's Mosaic. Looks really good in the Tux. The green really pops. Card was going for a lot more a while back, so I'll hold on to it. I think I have it listed pretty high on eBay right now. I don't PC anything LeBron, but I just really wanted to get that card slab. This was the other card that I thought for sure would be a 10. I'll have to look it over and see what I missed. This was the RJ Barrett Green Prism. I probably wouldn't have sent it in had I thought it would grade a 9, but I am really high on RJ Barrett. I've been stashing some of his rookie cards, so this one will sit with me for a little bit. Next up, this one I knew was off center, but had to send it in. The red, white, and blue Mahomes. I've said in a couple of my previous videos, I will grade anything that has Patrick Mahomes' name on it. So this obviously would go out. It's a really nice card in a 9. Haven't decided if I'm going to keep it or flip it. I'll probably hold on to it at least until we see what the Chiefs do in the playoffs. I know they just took a bad loss, but I find it hard to believe that they're not going to be Super Bowl contenders. So if they make it back to the Super Bowl, that's when you'll see that one get posted. Got 2 left. This one is kind of irrelevant now, so I'll show this one first. This was the Daniel Jones Crown Royal. I only sent it because this is the gold variation, so it's numbered out of 10. I was hoping to get it back around training camp time so that there'd be a little bit of hype for the new season, and I could flip it then. Obviously, that didn't work out for me. It's a beautiful card, but Daniel Jones looks pretty rough early this season, so I don't know what I'm going to end up doing with that. And finally, this is just a cool story. Sorry, I had to get a drink. This is just a cool story. Jeff Bagwell, 2003 Topps Chrome X-Fractor, numbered out of 57, I believe. Yep, out of 57. This had been floating around my parents' basement probably since 2003. I was over there going through some things a few weeks back, or a few weeks before I sent this in anyway, and I just decided to cut it out of the case that it was in from the manufacturer and get it slabbed, and it came back at 10. So pretty cool to just find it floating around as a short print and then get that slab. So neat card. I've been holding on to a lot of the old baseball. You saw a couple in the last video, but the early 2000s, late 90s baseball, I've been holding on to a lot of those. I just think they're cool. The inserts are cool, just a higher quality than we see in a lot of our inserts now. So anyway, now on to what I really want to discuss today, and that is this Pokemon market. It is crazy. So you'll see some of the boxes there in the background. Not going to touch on them yet. I do have a shelf in a closet full of booster boxes and some stuff I've been holding on to from Pokemon before this kind of blew up last week. But first thing first, I just want to touch on some of the 1999 stuff. I have a couple of Charizards in PSA grade, but I don't want to talk about those today because I want to do a video kind of around the stuff that's out and the things that are hot that involve Charizard. So we'll touch on that in a future video. But first things first is some of the older cards. And I just want to touch on them for a second because of what's happening in the market. These are just a few of the ones that I've picked up recently, right? So I got the PSA 8 Blastoise. That one has just taken off in the past week. So I bought that a couple of weeks ago, right before things totally went nuts, and it's already going through the roof, right? Now, the Lapras I just picked up the other day because I personally still feel the fossil set is undervalued, and the Mewtwo was a cheap purchase that I picked up in a lot, ungraded. It would probably come back about a 6 if I sent it in. So just want to touch on this because I've been hearing a lot of buzz right now about Pokemon is just doing what basketball did, and it's just doing what soccer did, and it's going to fall off as soon as celebrities stop talking about it. It's true. It will not continue to grow like it's growing right now, but it is not going to fall off and disappear. This has been a hot product for 25 years. It's had peaks, it's had dips, but it will continue to do what it's doing as far as generate hype with each set that comes out and with each passing product. So one thing to remember is I kind of look at the Pokemon game as a little bit more of a collectibles market. I don't look at this like I look at the card market. I picked these cards up dirt cheap the other day. I'm not going to flip them anytime soon, but they have some damage to them. They're not perfect, but to get them cheap, one, it's nostalgic, right? So I'm not in any hurry to move these products or these cards because there's nostalgia to it. So I've been starting to open the cards with my son. I collected these when I was a kid, and now it's kind of coming full circle. So when you think about that and you think about other people doing it as well, you have to look at it almost like the collectibles toys market, not like the card market. So for me, my advice to people out there, for what it's worth, is that people need to get out there and think of what products are in that Pokemon game that haven't been bought yet, that haven't gone through the roof yet. So obviously the 1999 Pokemon continues to go up. So a lot of people that aren't into it are not going to just buy into the 1999 and pick this card up for hundreds of dollars. But there are sets that came out maybe 3 years after this. Team Rocket is one that is high, but it's not too high, that you can still buy in on. Like I said, I think the 1999 Fossil set, I think that's too low. This card, I believe I picked it up high. I picked it up after the spike. I think I bought it for about $50. It is a beautiful card, a PSA 8. The other thing that the sports market has to realize is that a PSA 8 is okay in Pokemon. It does okay. PSA 6s do okay. It isn't like what we're accustomed to, where if this card doesn't come back in a 10, I'm going to lose money. It's not like that. These were played with. The conditions were very sensitive. They didn't come out of the pack perfect. So it's different. So I just personally believe, and obviously there's a lot of people that disagree with me, I believe that we could see a small dip in this market, but I believe it is going to stay strong, especially with the products that have come out recently, Hidden Fates and Champion's Path and Shiny Star V over in Japan coming out next month. I believe that these are strong products. I actually think that some of the products that are coming out right now are undervalued. I think that Darkness Ablaze, it has a Charizard in it. I think it's an undervalued product. So I think that overall, there's products out there in today's game that I still believe are kind of undervalued. I mean, Vivid Voltage is about to come out. People are saying it's not going to be that great of a set. Some people, it's a set centered around Pikachu, which is the main character of the show way back when we were kids. So, well, it might not come out of the gate and fly out of the gate. It is going to be a product that down the line people are going to look back on and they're going to want. That's just my personal opinion, is that the big characters are the ones that people want. And the more that the 99 stuff keeps getting brought up and keeps generating hype, it's going to generate hype for the key characters, the key cards from now and then. So these sets that have a ton of Charizards in it, that's been a big reason why I believe the 99 Charizard has really taken off and why people have looked back at it, because the Pokemon Company is generating interest in their original characters. So just kind of keep an eye on that. Don't be so quick to say that it's going to fall off, it's going to collapse. If you have these, I know right now it's tempting to make a quick flip. I don't think it's that automatic. I don't think you have to sell this today because it's going to drop off next week. I think the climb has just begun. I think there's still more people that are prominent that are going to get into this. I think it's nostalgic for a lot of people. And I do think there's a kind of a limited supply on a lot of these cards. So don't be so quick to kind of jump off the bandwagon. Don't be so quick to sell your stuff. I believe that there's going to be some staying power with this. I think the next year, being the 25th anniversary, is going to only help the brand grow. So I just wanted to touch on that a little bit based on some of the things I've seen on a lot of the forums and YouTube channels and Facebook groups. A lot of people are saying that this is going to be a quick fad and this is going to fall off quick. I don't think it is. And even if it does, I don't think it's going to be the crazy percentage drop that we've seen happen in basketball and soccer. I think it has a different type of staying power due to the fact that it does lean more towards the collectibles market, the nostalgic market, and the toy market. I think that people had this card as a kid, and that's why it's so popular. I think that people want to have it again. I think a drop-off in a Zion Williamson, while it may be dramatic, nobody has a nostalgic tie to Zion Williamson. They may have a nostalgic tie to basketball cards, but it's not the Zion Williamson. So just keep that in mind, that I think that the nostalgic feel has a different flair to it. It leans more towards a collectible than an investment. And I think a lot of people are getting into it for multiple reasons. One, they want to invest, and two, they're nostalgic about it. With the basketball card market and the soccer card market, people were only getting into it for the investment purpose. So that's just kind of my 2 cents, like I said, for what it's worth, which isn't much. But hopefully you guys have enjoyed kind of the spike in this one. I think it's been cool. I think it's been great to see something from my childhood kind of come back this strong and be all over YouTube and all over TV. So that's been a lot of fun. I appreciate you guys watching some of my pickups and the SGC return. Like I said, I have another big SGC return coming back soon, and I want to do a video about kind of the Pokemon cards and where they're at as far as the Charizard market's concerned. So thanks for watching. I appreciate it.